A durable power of attorney. What is it? A financial power of attorney, or POA, is a tool that allows you to give someone else that you choose the authority to make decisions and take actions on your behalf. People use POAs when they need someone to act on their behalf. This tool would allow the person who you named, to do things like manage a bank account, file taxes, pay bills, sell and buy real estate, all on your behalf and in your name. The person that you give decision-making authority to within that POA document is called your agent. We will help you define what actions you are allowing your agent to take on your behalf to cover things that apply now, as well as those things that may be needed in the future time. You can change your mind about who can act on your behalf at any time. You can also name more than one person as your agent, as well as define a successor or a backup. There are different types of POAs. A springing power of attorney is one that doesn't grant your agent authority to act on your behalf until some future event. For example, if you suffered a stroke and can no longer manage your own affairs. Immediate. With this type of POA, your agent's authority to act on your behalf goes into effect upon your signing of that document. Limited. Allows your agent to act on your behalf only in the very narrow and limited scope allowed for within the framework of the document that you design. We can discuss the pros and cons of each type and help you decide which is more appropriate for you and your needs. You might be wondering if it's important to have a POA in place. Let me give you a couple of hypothetical examples. Mr. Smith puts a POA in place as he and his wife were doing their estate planning several years ago. Since then, Mr. Smith began to have difficulty remembering things and is eventually diagnosed with Alzheimer's. Over time, he has lost the ability to manage his affairs, including paying bills and managing their investments. Mr. Smith's wife, whom he had named as his agent, is able to take over the management of their finances without any delays or obstacles. Now let's look at Mr. Jones, who never set up a POA. Most of the savings that Mr. Jones and his wife rely on for their monthly expenses come from Mr. Jones' IRA account. Out of the blue, Mr. Jones has a stroke and has lost his ability to manage his affairs, including signing legal documents. Even though Mrs. Jones is listed as the beneficiary on his IRA account, she cannot access any of the money in the account until he passes away. The only way Mrs. Jones can access the money in the IRA is to get a guardianship in place of her husband. The process to set up a guardianship is handled through the court, and it can take a while and be very expensive. So, how does a POA work? When your agent presents the POA document to a financial institution or government agency, it will be recognized that they are acting as if they were you, and they will be able to conduct business on your behalf. Your agent is legally required to act in your best interest, and they could face legal consequences if they do not. The POA ceases when you pass away. Since we could all experience a period of time when we might not be able to take care of anything or everything on our own due to injury, illness, or traveling abroad for an extended period of time, everyone over 18 years old should have a general durable power of attorney for finances. While you could sign a POA form, say at your bank, that would only apply to your accounts located at that institution. If you have real estate, a motor vehicle, or an IRA, 401k at another financial institution, there would be no one to manage those assets. The best way is to have a general, durable power of attorney. By putting a POA in place now, you can make sure that you choose whom you are comfortable with in this role and are able to define what they're able to do on your behalf. It is the best way to create and maintain control and prevent there ever being a time when the court might have to step in to name a guardian for you. Find out more by contacting our office if getting a general power of attorney is right for you, or if it's time to update the one you might have put in place a long time ago.